I don't know if we're gonna do introductions, but just putting your pronouns in your little box. I found in Zoom conversations that's like has been useful to me in the past. I mean, if people aren't comfortable, obviously you're not required, but I was just wondering if people were comfortable, if we could do that.
I'm really comfortable doing that. We were actually going to get to that a little later, but that's a really good idea.
Oh.
Now, I will admit, I don't know how to do that.
So, Carrington, if you click the little blue dots at the top so the top right of your little box.
Okay.
It'll say rename.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
Thank you.
I guess I should add mine too.
Oops, Rose, I just sent that to you individually. All right, one sec.
I mean, thank you. I'm honored.
Yes.
Oh, I feel really like I'm privy to
the personal information. There we go.
All right.
Oh, I sent something privately as well. This is hard.
Wait, how do you get your how do you like edit your name?
So if you like put your cursor over your box, you should see little dots in the right-hand corner. They're in a little blue box. You click on the dots. Yeah, if you click on the dots, sorry, I clicked on your dots instead of mine, and I was like, they're not coming up. It should say rename. So when you click rename, it'll give you a little box to type.
Oh, it's not popping up on my computer for some reason.
Did you say rename? Oh, did it ever freeze?
I think so.
All right, I think we have a decent number of people here to get started, don't you guys think?
Yeah.
Oh, Khalifa. Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready to get started.
Okay. Go breathe. Okay. Welcome.
All right, so first, we're just gonna play a video that we uploaded this video page on socials and things like that. But for anyone who hasn't seen it, I'm just gonna play it really quick so everyone can get a good idea of what we're doing here.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, my name is Khalifa Warren.
Hi, my name is Carrington Hatton.
Hello, my name is Caitlin Nellies. Hi, my name is Jamie Atkins, and I will be participating in Our Voice, Our Day, in affiliation with the Global Theater Project.
Our Voice, Our Day is a project centered around voting and the truth that every single person's vote matters, can, and will make a difference.
And I decided to do the Our Voice, Our Day project.
I joined the Our Voice, Our Day project because I'm curious.
Because I'm so passionate that everyone should do everything that they can, take every action to promote the change and make the difference that they want to see in the world.
Because I know not caring about voting is a privilege. Because voting changes things. I'm also really excited to work on this project because this is my first year being eligible to vote in the presidential election.
I wanted to know what could happen once we raise those percentages and make sure American voices are fully heard.
I want a lot of my peers to really understand this and that your vote will count and it matters.
Voting is a beautiful, effective, and proactive way to make that difference.
I think art plays a really important role in this project. The arts is extremely important for this project because art brings people together.
Because they are accessible.
Art is a way that lets me express my emotions that words don't.
Many of our reasons for not voting tend to be emotional.
If you're able to reach someone emotionally or reach someone centrally, it's way more important than reaching them actually sometimes.
Through the arts, we have every single creative liberty at our disposal.
And we're going to have a lot of creative people expressing how they feel.
Arts are the one way to connect to our emotional side.
You know, you can reach the senses that way in a way that like statistics and facts don't.
To use in any way to personalize our message and create unique and special connections with our audience.
And it can be shared with everyone.
Open mic and discussion is amazing.
Community is a big part of this project, and I think community should be a big part in voting in general. Discussing the issues we're facing is extremely valuable.
Through talking maturely and discussing different issues, people feel heard and they are able to share where they are coming from.
We can learn so much from each other by just talking.
You never know what everyone's thinking. You never know what your peers and friends are thinking.
Sometimes we have opinions because no one's ever asked us to defend it, or no one's ever asked us otherwise.
Those mature, in-depth conversations that really connect people.
That's the only way we'll be able to come up with great solutions.
And that is what builds a community, which is exactly what we are trying to do with Our Voice, Our Day. We are creating a safe space for artists and everyone to express themselves in any way that they feel comfortable.
In order to enact real change, we have to make sure people of integrity make it into office, especially for my generation who need to vote.
If you would like to get involved, please email info@theglobaltheatreproject.org for more information.
We invite you to our first event on June 30th. This will be an open workshop where we will learn the values behind creating artistic pieces for our first official live event. If you are interested in participating, have any questions, or just want to talk, please shoot us an email at info@theglobaltheatreproject.org. That's info@theglobaltheatreproject.org.
I would really love to see you out at our first event, Why I Hate, Love, Am Confused About Voting, on July 21st from 7:30 to 9:30 Eastern.
You can also follow us on social media. Our Instagram is Our Voice Our Day. Our Facebook page is Our Voice Our Day. And the Twitter's a little different. It's Our Voice_Our Day. Thank you.
Right.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so that was the video, and it even explains some of what we're going to talk about here. But yeah, and Jamie, I think we can get started with the.
Yeah, so hey guys, we're gonna take the next couple of minutes to really get to know each other and build a sense of community amongst us. As you'll learn a little later today, community is something that we really value. So I would like everyone to say your name. You can state your pronouns if you like. If there's anything else that you think is important, I know we already talked about where we're all from, but if you're a university student and you want to share that, you could share that as well. And the big one right now that I'm excited about is we're gonna do a little icebreaker. I know like some people find them kind of dumb and some people find them kind of not dumb. So my question for you guys tonight is, if you could fill a swimming pool with anything that wasn't water, what would it be? So I can start off. My name's Jamie. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I go to Towson University, and if I could fill a swimming pool with anything that wasn't water, I would fill it with $1 million checks. So I am going to pull up my screen so I can see everyone. Do you want to go?
Sure. Hi, I'm Nathan Shoemaker. I am a Towson student. My pronouns are he and his. And if I could fill a pool with anything, it would probably be my favorite car. I don't know.
That's great. I'm trying to see who's next. I'm trying to mix it up because the only people I see on the top of my screen are the people I already know. Do you want to go ahead and go, Rose?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Rose. I am also actually a Towson University graduate, class of 2018. I am an actor, a playwright, a varied theater artist, and I'm really excited to be here. And if I could fill a swimming pool with anything besides water, I would fill it with people who are really friendly and socially active and ready to make change.
I love that.
I'm fine with that.
Our own pool.
We get our own pool.
Oh my God. James, I just saw you came in. Right now we're doing icebreakers. We're saying our names, our pronouns, anything else you think would be important for everyone to know, such as like if you're a university student, where you go. And then we're answering the big iceberg question, which is if you could fill a swimming pool with anything that isn't water, what would you fill it with? So I'll let you, I think he's connecting to the audio now. I don't even think he heard anything I said. So I guess I'll say that again later. I'll call on someone else. Julie, do you want to go?
Hi, Julie.
Hi, yeah.
Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. My name's Julie. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a SUNY Fredonia graduate, musical theater. And if I could fill a swimming pool, the first thing that came to my mind is pudding. So some chocolate pudding.
Solid. I love that. My brain is saying Khalifa. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hey, I'm Khalifa. My pronouns is she, her, and I go to Towson University. And if I could fill up a swimming pool, I'd say Khalifa. My pronouns is she, her, and I go to Towson University. And if I could fill up a swimming pool, I'd say Khalifa. My pronouns is she.
Okay. Are you good, Khalifa? Khalifa, I didn't actually catch what you were going to fill your swimming pool with.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No.
Okay. Money. I said money.
Money? Okay, I love that. James, I see you now. We're doing an icebreaker. We're saying your name, we're saying where we're from, and we're saying if you could fill a pool with anything, what would you fill it with?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. What's up, y'all?
What's up? You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm James, or I go by Prince too, so you can call me that. I'm an artist some days, and some days I'm a writer. And I heard you the whole time. I was watching.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I'm trying to get on. But if I needed to feel something with the swimming pool, somebody said it. I forgot the last person that spoke. I had it when I seen all of it. The last person that spoke. Who spoke last? You spoke last? Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey. You said like, well, people want to change. I think like-minded people should be in this pool because, you know, people are different, but like-minded, let's like schooling, like fish, they follow all at once and whatever.
Amazing. Nell, do you want to share something about yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Nell. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a actor and writer and teacher. If I could fill a pool with anything, I had so much time to think about this. I didn't want to copy anyone's answer. I want like comfy pajamas and pillows and like popcorn and like I'm turning the swimming pool into like a slumber party pit, a pit of slumber party fun. That's all.
That is so good. That was so creative. Caitlin, do you want to share?
Hi, everyone. I'm Caitlin. My pronouns are she, her. I am technically going into my senior year at Towson. I'm a transfer student, so I'm a little late in the game. But if I could fill a swimming pool with anything but water, it would be a perfect sunny summer day. And I'm studying art and design, and I'm minoring in theater.
Lauren, I don't know if I've called on you or not yet. I feel like in my brain I have, but I don't know.
Hey, nice to meet you. My name is Lauren. I'm a friend of Julie, New York based, and I'm sort of flying in blind. I'm here with my notebook and pen, just ready to listen today, and I'm excited to be here. And I think I want to do like a giant terrarium in the pool for like turtles, possibly.
That's a great idea. Mizelle, is that how you say that? Sorry, I feel like I totally messed that up.
It's close enough. It's Mazo. But oh yeah, hi, I'm Mazo. My pronouns are he and him. And if I could fill a swimming pool, anything, I'd probably be oranges. That's the third thing pop in my mind.
Okay. Pretty solid. Carrington, you want to go ahead and go next?
Sure. My name is Carrington. Pronouns he, his. I'm a law and theater minor at Towson, and I would fill the pool with aloe vera because I feel like that would be pretty interesting to swim with, and it'll make your skin good.
I love that answer. Next on my list of my brain is Kassarian. Would you like to go?
Yeah, my name is Kassarian Spence. I'm a third year at Chatham University. It's in Pittsburgh, down the street from Pitt. And my pronouns are he, him, his. If I were to fill a swimming pool with anything, I wouldn't actually swim in it, but like, if you know what 7-Eleven watermelon juice is, that's like really, really good. I would fill it up with that.
I love that. I'm gonna go bum. Michaela, have I called you yet? I don't know.
Hi, I'm Michaela. My pronouns are she, her. I'm located in South Jersey, but I am a 2019 graduate of Drew University up in North Jersey. I'm a writer and a visual artist, and I would fill a swimming pool with like books and make it like a library, but in a pool.
That's so
if
cute.
that's allowed.
Yeah, it's really loud. I love that. Kayla, would you like to share something about yourself?
Me? You called on me? Kayla?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm from Owings Mills, Maryland. My pronouns are she, her. I'm currently studying game design at the Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia. And I really don't know what I fill a swimming pool with. I'm drinking orange juice right now, so maybe that.
Okay, solid. I love that. We got a few more. I have Will, I have Eric, I have Adrian, and I have John A. I believe that's how you say it. If anyone wants to jump in, you can go ahead.
Hello. Speaking from my pocket, my name is Will Carrington. I had political science with Dr. Wargs with you. What class was that? Urban government and politics.
Urban government.
I just took his. I just good to see you. I just took finished his 376 public administration, and it was terrifying. But anyway, him is he. I am a political science economics student, but I'm very old. I'm 24. I don't know if that's old by any of your standards, but I'm finishing up here in the next year. And I like to think that I'm a writer. And I thought about the pool question, and at first I thought puppies, that would be a great idea. But then I realized that would be a mess of a cleanup, and it wouldn't be a very good time. So I thought, what's one thing that everyone can get on board with, and they should get on board with, and that would have no negative consequences, and it was $1,000 checks every month from Andrew Yang's universal basic income policy. And that's that.
I'm angry. Oh, I'm not angry.
Hello?
Oh yeah, we're still here. I think. Oh no, I think Jamie might have lagged out, perhaps. Oh, there she is.
Hi, sorry. I'm assuming Will was done. Yeah,
Yes.
no, I'm getting you off
Yes,
before.
complete.
So, I listed the few that are left. We also have Kayla. Kayla, I know you just joined us. We are saying where we're from. We're saying our name, we're saying our pronouns, we're saying where we're from if you'd like to share. And we're also saying if we have fill a swimming pool, and I think everyone.
And there she goes again.
No. Can you guys hear me again? Sorry.
Yes.
Cool. Is anyone speaking currently?
No.
Sure. Out of, I think, Kayla, I was saying Kayla, you just joined us. We're saying our name, we're saying our pronouns, and we're saying if we could fill a swimming pool with anything, what would we fill it with? Would you like to share?
Hi, yeah, so I'm from Cambridge, Maryland, but I go to Salisbury University. My pronouns are she and her, and if I could fill a swimming pool with anything, maybe Jello, just because I feel like everybody says what it'd feel like to swim in Jello, and that'd be interesting.
I have a few more left if you guys would like to jump in. I think you know who you are.
All right, cool. What's up? My name is Adrian Song. I am a rising junior at UMBC, math major on an education track. If I were to fill a pool with anything of my choosing, I would probably say pillow pets because they are nice.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi, we can hear you.
Hello, my name is Eric Torres. I'm currently a Towson University student, pre-nursing major and theater minor. He and him, that's my pronouns. And I guess in terms of swimming pool, I definitely do like golden coins, be like Scrooge McDuck and try to dive into it. Hopefully it won't break any bones or anything, but yeah.
Sick, I love that. I am back. I believe I have John A. Is that how you say it? I think you are the only one left.
Yeah, my name's Joan A. Warren. Pronouns are she and her. And that's it.
Okay. You want to tell us what you'd fill your swimming pool with?
Oh, yeah. I'll fill it up with boom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid answer. I love that. This is really nice to get to know you guys on a silly level. Khalifa, my friend Khalifa, is going to take us on a more serious note, and she's going to ask you a little more of a serious question.
Okay, guys, how are we doing here? So, I would like to know what inspired you to come here to this meeting? What like drew you to it? So, like, really, why are you here? And if you could answer that in like a minute or less, that would be great. So I'll go first. What drew me to this whole project was just, and to the meeting, of course, was to get to know a lot of people in the community who kind of have like the same interests as I do. So, yeah. So first, I will call on Kayla Thompson.
Me? I was invited by Carrington. He said he was gathering artists to help. So that's why I'm here. I'm like interested in just getting like our generation to vote because I feel like it's very important. Yeah, so.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Adrian?
Like Kayla, I'm also here because of Carrington. He was talking to me about it. And I was interested. I'm not an artist myself, but I'm here to listen. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's always good. That's nice. And Jonay, what drew you here?
You asked me to be here.
Oh, yeah.
I do art.
Great. Okay. Thank you for coming, Jonay. All right. Eric?
I guess I saw a Facebook post by Caitlin and I was like, oh, cool. I might as well join. I believe that voting is a fundamental right to every American, and I'm here to listen also.
Great. James?
Yeah, I'm here to feel what everybody feels, especially the people that are 24, 25. The young peoples.
Right.
So, I want to feel, I'm young, but I'm not here to listen. Just to listen, not just to listen. All right. But yeah, I want to feel what y'all feeling because this is important. Community is important. Right. Talking, getting out what you feel is important. And that's it. Yeah. That's why I'm here. And Barry, let me know. She know what I'm about. So
we're glad that you're here, James. All right. Kayla Allen?
So obviously I knew about this from you, Khalifa, so thank you for inviting me. And I really was automatically drawn to it once you told me about what the meeting was about, just because I consider myself an artist and I like to create things. But while it's also fun for me, I would like to learn how I can use my art for something greater than myself, and how my art can impact a community. I heard somebody else say that they're also in school to be a teacher. I want to be an English teacher. So I'll have my own community eventually, and I want to learn how to use my texts as an art to impact the communities that I'm building.
Nice. Thank you. Will?
Yeah, so I'm sort of desperate to find a way to make an impact or a difference or a change. And I'm trying to figure out how best to do that. And so as of right now, I'm sort of in the discovery stage of trying and seeing everything that I can do that will be effective in changing what I feel should be changed. And so whatever avenues that takes, whether it's writing or doing things like this and discussing with you guys who also feel, obviously, or clearly if you're here, that things need to be evolved or at least different from where they are right now. And it's just sort of a discovery.
Right.
And I enjoy being around people that think similarly in the sense that let's at least have a discussion, and let's not just, whether it be quiet or keep things the same. I think being around like-minded individuals that, whether we may not want the same things to be changed, but the fact that we want to change, I think, is an important stepping stone to making it. So yeah, long story.
Michaela, is that how you say it? Right?
Michaela, close, good enough. I am here because I am friends with a mutual friend of Barry. I was her teaching assistant for a playwriting class at my university. And I went away to school up in North Jersey where everyone was very liberal-minded, and I, for the first time in my life, got involved in politics. And until I went away to school, I thought I hated politics. And then I realized that it's just because I live in very rural Republican Central, and that's why I hated politics, is because I couldn't have a conversation with anyone. It was always an argument. And then I went away to school, and I was able to talk about politics and morals and how those two things fit together. And then I graduated and was forced to move back home. So I got away from it, and now I'm back in it. And it's a lot harder once you've left to kind of try and figure out how to navigate those conversations with people that have such different life experiences and want to change than you do. So I'm excited to meet all of you and get to be a part of this discussion.
We are excited too. Carrington, what brought you here?
Okay. The reason I'm involved in this project is because, of course, like everyone else, I'm really love to be involved in like talk and like I said on the lecture we had last night. I love to talk with people who like want an understanding, people who want to get to the bottom of what's going on and are willing. That's really important to me. But I'm really curious about what could come of this, like what could happen once we really get our generation out to vote. I'm curious. That's my main thing.
Right. Okay, James. Jamie?
I thought you said James again, and in my brain I was like, oh my god, because like obviously we see a different screen. I'm here because I actually took a Theater for Social Change class with Barry this past semester in the spring, and I was just really inspired by the idea that you can, take something you love so much, like art, or for me, like I really love music, I really love sounds, I really love songwriting, so I can take that and I can like make it move somebody. And I think I've always been interested in creating political art or art that like invokes change in people, and I never knew how to do it. And I think now that I'm entering voting for the first time, obviously I've done like local elections, but I'm entering like the presidential election for the first time, and a lot of my peers are, like, knowing that I can use something that I love so much to encourage my peers to go out to the polls in November, I think it's really cool.
Lauren?
My friend Julie invited me, so I'm here mostly for that and to listen. I would love to be more politically educated. I have been privileged in not having to pay so much attention. And I want to change that. So that's why I'm here.
Khalifa, baby, you're muted.
Okay. Keysarian? I'm sorry, I can't.
No, you're good. I've taken to like being called K, as in the letter. I will put that in the name.
Yeah.
But I'm here because my man Carrington invited me. I'm also a creative writing major, so like it kind of fits with the theme and like what we want to do here. But also like I'm interested in politics, and I also very much understand the precarious situation that like we have been put in this election. So I don't know. I kind of want to, talk about it with others as well.
Yeah. Cool. Nell?
Hi. I was invited by Barry. And I'm here because I've been feeling very overwhelmed and kind of helpless in everything in our world right now. And I'm looking for as many ways as I can to try to get involved and make a difference.
Great. Thank you. Mazel?
I was invited by Khalifa, and I'm not an artist also, but like I'm kind of like iffy on like politics and voting. Like I registered to vote, I'm still scared to vote because I just feel like even if I vote, will even matter? Because like especially since like people vote all the time, but like the people they want elected still don't get elected. So I'm just like I'm kind of on the fence. So I'm trying to like find out more information on like why I should vote and like why it matters so much, so I can just like in November make the right decision and try to do something, because I guess maybe my vote could be the one that will push it over the edge for the person I want to win. So
that's true. All right, Rose. Rose? Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to unmute myself and the buttons did a thing. I am here because I feel like the world right now is saturated by people that feel very either hopeless and angry, and I think that that's so justified right now. But I also feel like there's a opportunity with a project like this to channel our art into creating conversations about things that are very difficult and things that have so many facets to them, that I think that using art as a vehicle to approach these types of conversations is going to be really powerful, and it's going to allow people to connect. This specific workshop I'm interested in because I have been hearing a lot of people say that they're exactly what Mizell said, that they're disillusioned by the vote and that they feel like even with the vote, they don't have a voice. And I think that that's a really important conversation to have, figuring out how we can use our voices right now.
Great, yeah. Julie?
So I was sitting down one day and I'm an actress and a singer and all that good stuff, and like there's nothing really to do right now. And I just woke up one day and I said, I don't want to take a back seat even though it feels like the world is. So I Googled theaters for social change, and I did some research, and then I found the Globaltheatreproject. And as soon as I found it, I was like, yes. So I contacted Barry and she told me about this, and it's just awesome way to use my voice, which is exactly what I want to do, to make a change and to use it for a positive difference. So that's why I'm here.
And Caitlin?
Hi, everyone. Obviously, I have very similar feelings as everyone said. For me personally, I took a Theater for Social Change class. I was in a different section than Jamie, Carrington, and Khalifa. But when I took it, even in the beginning of the semester, I was like, this is exactly what I want to do with my life. I'm primarily a theater artist, and I love acting. I love everything that goes into performing arts. And I really want to be the type of person who's not afraid to back down from what I believe in, and what I believe is really important. And, voting is that. and I want to be able to couple it with the art that I'm capable of making. And so I wanted to be part of this, especially this workshop, to help share what I've been able to learn. And
I think you went out a little bit.
I know, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Where did I cut off?
I can't
what
remember.
you wanted to what I've been able to learn.
Okay, yeah, so I wanted to be able to share what I've been able to learn this past semester, and also share my gifts. So I think that's what I wanted to say here.
Okay. And now I can give it away to Barry, and she can talk to you about the Global Theater Project.
But first, I want to say that if I could put something into a pool, it would be my dog and hundreds of balls. Okay. So first, I just wanted to say, listening to you guys is exactly why we're doing this project, and that I know the world is in a really difficult place right now, but you give me enormous hope. You are our future, and that's what this project is really about. So the Global Theater Project, really quickly, very quickly, it has a 15-year history of developing this kind of work, which we're now talking about. And really what we focus on is engaged citizenship. What does it mean to be a human being on this planet or in your neighborhood? And how can we, as a theater organization that focuses on community engagement, how can we help artists to help community members experience the fullest potential of their creativity and their intellectual experience? Because if we're more expansive human beings, we give more to the world becomes a more vital, vibrant place, and we live the capacity of ourselves and share that into the community. So that's the vision we hold in very briefly, in a nutshell. And what we say is that we don't do theater for social change, we do theater for social renewal. And there is a slight difference in that that's very important, which is that change is important. We need social change, but change can change back. Renewal has a sense of rebirth in it. And it holds this idea of relationship, which is really the source, sort of the nutritious soil in which real healthy community can thrive. If you don't have healthy relationships, you can't change anything at a really systemic level. You need to have people who are able to do what you are all talking about: communicate, talk. You may not agree, but you can respect, because there is a common understanding of social norms and behaviors. So that's why we focus on theater or art for social renewal. We want to be a part of that undergirding of healthy society. Then we can talk about change from that point in a deeper and more substantive level, with all of its complications and challenges. So that I wanted to get clear on, because I think that's important. And then very quickly, I just wanted to say that this event really becomes, and listening to you, so many of you were touching on such amazing topics, and some of you are reflecting what the thoughts of people that we hope to also engage as you create work and as we move forward with these projects, with our people who are not sure about voting, right? We really want to reach out to them to wake their thinking process up a bit to the complications of the relationship to voting, that there really is a sort of a communal relationship, and what is that? That's really what we want to explore as we move forward. And so this event here, I'm going to pass on soon to Carrington and Khalifa and Jamie and Caitlin, and they're going to guide you through this process of the 4 pillars. and how we make theater for social renewal or art for social renewal. I want you all to know that I am here for you through this process, that we have 5 events that are coming up, the first in July, and they will talk about that. But all of this is about building community, deepening discourse, expanding our ranks, and relationships. So that is really the most important thing right now, is that we are in conversation about something vitally important, that I'm here to support you, and as are these other 4 artists, and eventually all of us together. Hopefully we will continue to grow these ranks, and I hope by the time we hit August, September's events, we are representing at least half of the nation in terms of participants. That would be really nice. Whatever work you create will live in the event on the 21st, but then we will also offer up that work for other people to hold moments like this in their own communities, using the art to inspire deep discussion. So really we're talking about the possibility of dropping a stone and having it vibrate out into the world. That's the intention, and we can all build that together. So I'm going to now be quiet, and I cannot tell you how thrilled I am to meet all of you and see those of you that I know. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Barry. That was awesome. And that was exactly what we need to talk about. So next we can move on to our 4 pillars of creating art for social renewal. And Khalifa, great. We have a PowerPoint presentation for you. We're all fancy tonight. All right. So yes, Our Voice, Our Day, in affiliation with the Globaltheatreproject. And you can move to the first slide. All right, so again, there's 4 pillars. There's 4 pillars to understand when we talk about creating art for social renewal. This is kindness, community, artistry, and the 4th pillar would be the 7 whole artist elements, and we'll explain what those are later. But for right now, I would like everyone to open up the chat, and that's at the bottom of our Zoom menu. I would like for everyone to choose one of these 4 statements, whether it be kindness, community, artistry, or the 7 whole artist elements, and write something that jumps into your mind upon looking at these. So that could be what you think it means, or how you think that it might relate to creating art. So anything like that. It can be something brief. It doesn't have to be anything too deep. That's just to get our thoughts going. Lauren says nature, cooperation, kindness, meaning looking out for each other. People that have a common interest in community. That's very true. Understanding others' perspective, empathy, using compassion to create art that's inclusive and equitable. Yeah, you guys are spot on. Listening. Artistry, creating communication, something that speaks in a way outside of normal dialogue. Different, but united as one. Kindness, opening hearts and minds. Togetherness. Awesome. Artistry, creating for the purpose of opening up conversations. Interesting. Yeah, these are very, very good points. I'm really interested to see what we're going to have in discussion later. All right. I think with that, we can move on to the next slide.
So kindness is our first social pillar, or one of the first 4 pillars. Basically, kindness, obviously everyone knows what kindness means generally, but kindness is reaching out to another, whether it's a group of people or an individual, and it's with pure selfless intention. So you have no agenda for yourself, it's purely to serve another. And when you're working to alter any aspect of society, whether it's big or small, it's extremely important to take into account the people whose lives will be directly affected. And you need to immerse yourself within the community to recognize the needs of those people. And it's really important also to keep your heart and your mind open and to show empathy, because when you want to change something, it's going to affect lots of people. And so you have to take into account that everyone has different experiences and different ways that they're going to react. So you have to get to know those kinds of people and figure out the best plan of action. And that's exactly what kindness is. And in the realm of social renewal, it kind of fits in when you're creating art, you have to consider who is going to encounter your work. So who is your audience? Whether it's visual art, whether it's performing art, you're going to have an audience, and that's the people that are encountering your work. And you have to be mindful of who you're going to be reaching, and that all of those people have their own unique life experiences. And this art is kind and it's empathetic, and that's what goes the distance. You know, when you are taking into consideration other people while you're creating your art, it's all in the research, in, you know, conversations with people, and, you know, just really forming something that is going to reach out to people and address their struggles, their joys, everything. So that is kindness.
And the next one, I'm trying to, sorry. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. All right, so what is community? The real definition is community is the feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common interests. And it's kind of like what we're doing here. We all have like a common interest in what we're doing, and we're all just coming together and we're making this connection, and we are giving each other's ideas and just, yeah, coming together as a community for a better cause. And to include community in your art for social change, it's good to do outreach. So going out into your community, talking with people and getting engaged. So for example, in this picture you see, it's the inaugural event of the Globaltheatreproject, and they brought the audience on stage in communal support of the Belarus Free Theater, and they're creating a video calling for their freedom. So they used engagement with the audience, and they included them into their performance. So how does community look in relation to our social renewal? Ask yourself, will you be working with a specific community to develop your work there? And will you be lifting up their voices and including them into your art? And it's all about building relationship, kind of like what we're doing here. And yeah, really making connections, honestly. That's like the main part, because it feels good to include other people, and then they will really see what you're trying to do. Okay.
Hi guys, the next pillar is artistry. Artistry is kind of what you typically think of just in general when creating art, you know what I mean? It's creative skill, it's craftsmanship, it is, you know, thinking outside of the box, what will put your art aside from other people's, what will make your art connect to people. It's the environmental visual design for event exploring censorship and democracy. Sorry, I forgot how to read for a second. So gags for the audience to wear. Honestly, it's anything that, again, sets you apart. It is your ideas. It is connected to all the other pillars, you know, in, you know, bringing artistry into your work. Are you being kind to the people you're sharing your work with? Are you being kind to the people your work is about? Like Khalifa said, are you giving space for the people that your work is about? Artistry connects to community, you know, involving people, and artistry is just simply, you know, bringing your work to life. It relates to art for social renewal in the sense that it gives you the ability to take what you've learned about a social issue, or take what you have learned from people in the social issue and giving it a life, you know, giving it creativeness, giving it a form of expression.
So right, we just talked about the first three pillars of social renewal, of creating art for social renewal, and the fourth one would be our 7 whole artist elements, and that's its own pillar in itself. So this slide says, can we incorporate the 7 whole artist elements as a way to raise both our own artistry and awaken the artistic, empathetic soul within individuals in our community, in our neighborhoods, and anywhere else? All right, so Khalifa, you can get us started with the first first whole artist element, which is curiosity.
Okay, curiosity. So it involves observation. You're really looking at things and what you're researching. So you're doing a lot of research for what you're trying to make art for, and you're really thinking about what you're doing. It's about digging deeper and finding more information. You will want to know as much as possible on what you're working on, and you should continue asking yourself, what else do I want to know about this project, about what I'm trying to renew or change.
Thank you. And the second whole artist element is courage. So courage, it says here, facing truths learned and seeking a deeper view. Here, the way I see this is that you need to place yourself in a position of vulnerability in a sense, allowing your own viewpoint to be challenged and confronted and shifted in a positive way if it comes to that point. Because knowledge, it does take courage to put your views out on the line and really dig deeper and be willing to face whatever truths that might come out of you digging deeper. Yeah, so this is willfully seeking a deeper understanding. And this ties into our third whole artist element, which is hunger. It says here, for remaining in the gray area of questioning and learning. So this, to me, states that you don't want to ever get to the point where you feel like you know it all, and you feel like you know all there is to know on a topic. Oh, I don't need to do any more research, or I'm right and this is my viewpoint. I don't really need to hear anybody else. It's like kind of always looking for a deeper understanding. If someone has a different stance than you, then you come at them with an open ear and willing to understand, and always questioning what you do know, and continually continuing to dig deeper.
And I just will point out that that is Prince.
All right, our fourth whole artist element is passion. And this is an intimate alignment to subject matter. And essentially what this means is that the topic of your work, if you have a passion for it, it will resonate with something that's happened in your lived experience. Passion is essentially the fire behind any social project, any movement, or anything like that. It's essentially the why. So if you were to ask someone like a celebrity, or like, and I'm sure many of you have seen like interviews and things like that. You ask someone who created like a non-profit organization, you ask them why they did it. They'll probably tell you a story about their childhood or their past, and something that started a fire within them, and something that happened in their experience that tied them to this issue, made it very personal, and they became passionate about it. So that's what keeps their movement moving forward, but that's passion for you. All right, and our fifth one would be connectivity. So this one is kind of similar to community, but different in a way. So this one says, to others, you want to provide connectivity to others you may be working with, to those touched directly and abroad, directly and indirectly by your subject matter. So that could be like your neighbors, your home, your country, and even global. So you want to make sure you're seriously connecting to your audience, but also to anyone else that could even be touched by your project. Like I said, this is related to community in a sense, but it's a little bit different in where I view connectivity as kind of a chain reaction that never stops. So you have your initial audience, and we have this community that we're building here with Our Voice, Our Day, but you never know who else is going to be touched by this movement, and who else is going to be involved by this chain reaction that we're creating.
Hey guys, so the next whole artist element is knowledge. Knowledge is social expansion, political questioning, being well rooted in the facts and the statistics of your social issue. It's basically just knowing your issue so well that you can advocate for it. I mean, creating art is one thing, and making someone feel something is one thing, but also being able to provide them with facts and being able to provide them with statistics that they can bring with them. Knowledge is truly powered in that sense. You know what I mean? When you are, all these are connected. So when you are taking the time and you are being courageous and presenting, you know, your work in front of somebody, you can't be taken down if you know the subject inside and out.
Caitlin there?
Sorry, my internet cut out.
Oh, it's okay.
All right, the last one is sensual development. And this one, it's art can be more than simply just viewing something, just looking at something, whether you're watching a show or you're looking at a painting. It can be an event that engages all 5 of the senses. And of course, all of us know what the senses are, so we don't have to go through which those are. But in regards to art for social renewal, sensual development, what it can look like is, considering how you may manipulate your audience's senses within the actual event. And you can make connections between the aspects of society you're looking to bring light to and which senses correlate. So, for example, if I am creating something where I want to address a certain injustice, maybe if I'm talking about homelessness. So something when there are people, that don't have somewhere, an actual shelter to live, a lot of their senses are being compromised. And so if we want to bring that to light, and the people that don't really understand how it is to be homeless, you can create an event that will, maybe not necessarily simulate exactly that, but, take into consideration maybe, the feeling of touch, make them uncomfortable in the temperature or something, if you're in a closed space, or make the event outside where they're subject to the elements or something like that. So, it's where you can use the 5 senses, not just what you're watching, but really dive into how you can control your audience's senses and the entire experience.
All right, awesome. So these 4 pillars, when integrated together and activated through expression and experience, raise an individual's capability for responding and contributing to the world as a productive force. It lifts our experience of being a human. For the artist, for the community members you work with, for your audience and participants of your work, and for the world. In other words, it gives you both guidelines for building your work and offers and gifts to offer those who you're working with and for. So our last slide here is our project intention. And these are some of the questions that you can ask yourself when creating art. And all this information is available on the Globaltheatreproject website on the link in our Instagram bio. So you could ask, why am I making this creative piece? What is my own burning question that guides me to, 1, respond to why I love, hate, or am confused about voting. 2, to deepen others' thoughts or feelings on the theme. 3, to inspire a more complex discussion by examining questions or issues. And again, for more research and more materials that we can offer you to be a resource for your work, you can go to the globaltheatreproject.org. All right, so now, if I'm not mistaken, we'll be able to show you some of our work from the past semester. So we took a class called Theater for Social Change, Khalifa, Caitlin, and Jamie and I, and we completed some work and some work for social change, and all of these 4 pillars were a part of our considerations in creating this work. And I suppose I can get started then. So I will attempt to share my screen. And I won't be able to show the entire project, but essentially, you can see my face there. Essentially, what this project was about was I shared an experience about an experience that I had in the past. Essentially what had happened was I injured myself while I was working a summer job, and I was unable to work as much as I wanted to, and I was falling behind on my progress. And the social issue I chose to target here was mindset. And I wanted to talk about the conversation of mindset and why many people don't talk about it. But, and you can get a good feel for that by watching the video. So I'll play that.
Didn't I do what I did back then? What was different? Constantly bombarding myself with contempt, I said things to myself then that I wouldn't wish on the worst person in the world. For what? Just because I couldn't sell a few knives? I had no mercy. This experience was something else. Every day I waited and hoped and prayed that things would get better, that I would get back on my feet and start selling again, that I'd get my fire back. Slowly, I started making phone calls from my room, whereas I used to go back in my work office or in the basement, long before my foot was healed. My parents were nice enough to drive me to my presentations, and after I got used to the crutches, I would go and do the dang thing. I can't really say I did anything to spark this change, though. I simply had faith that things would get better, and they did. I can't help but look back. Why did I treat myself so poorly? I was the same person before and after this incident, so why? Will it happen again? If it's not my foot, then what's next? How can I prevent this from happening? How can I prevent my circumstances from making me hate myself?
What do you want your peers to know?
That we aren't special. No one is, positively or negatively. We all have something to bring to the table. You bet that whatever you're going through right now, billions of people have been there and been through it. You're not alone. You're not especially depressed or especially poor. You're not especially unworthy of success or happiness. In fact, we have a right to these things. We feel alone because this conversation is popularly dead. No one is talking about this.
What is mindset?
Mindset is a choice. It's choosing to set your mind on what matters. You get to choose how to view your circumstances. You get to decide what you believe. You get to decide if you have value. Are you worthy of your greatest desires? No. Yes. No. Yes. Maybe someday. No. Yes. I don't know. It's your choice. It's time to seize the power of our minds. It's time to use our minds as tools to support our growth and happiness, instead of falling victim to them as uncontrollable weapons used to rip us apart. We have the power. We do. Join me in opening this conversation and breaking the silence around mindset. You're not alone.
Alrighty, yes. So that was my Theater for Social Change project from this past semester, and I can turn it over to Caitlin, Jamie, or Khalifa, whoever wants to jump in next.
I'd like to jump in if that's okay. I guess I'll share my screen. So my social change project. Ooh, I hit the wrong button, guys. Give me 1 second. I didn't hit the button that said share screen in the exact middle of the screen. Sick. Anyway, yeah, so I am now trying to find mine, actually. And this is the right thing. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you see where it says good, cool. I don't know if I actually hit the audio option, but I guess we'll find out in a couple seconds. So my social change project was actually about femicide, which if you didn't know, because I actually found out through this process that a lot of people didn't know what it was, is the like unjust killing of women simply for being women. I specifically focused on Latin American countries. I read a New York Times article about, I think the girl was 7 and an older woman being killed and how the government really didn't care about it. And there's a lot of talk about the protest and like these very detailed protests of these women would get together and they would like chant these songs and they would dance. And as much as it was like a mournful thing, it was also celebratory. So I struggled for a long time with what to do with this project. And I actually chose to do kind of a soundscape. So the entirety of the soundscape, some of the things you're missing include children's voices discussing what they want to be when they grow up, an ASMR version of statistics about the death of women in other countries. There is translations of Chilean protest song that they sing about femicide. And now we're getting into the portion that I'm going to show you today. It's about just specific stories. The woman that I'm focusing on here was a jazz singer who went on vacation. I believe it was some Latin American beach. She went to a beach in Latin America and she was, raped and she was killed. And just my take on that. This project, this specific part of the project really highlights artistry. I took a lot of time and a lot of detail and layered this. And also it's a big,
Do we think she's coming back?
I sure hope so.
Me too. Caitlin, do you want to go and I will see if we can unshare Jamie's screen from now on?
Yeah, I can go. I have mine up.
All right.
I will share as soon as hers is being shared.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. We will get to you, Jamie.
Okay. Can you all see my screen? Okay, cool. And I hope you can hear it.
I cannot help you. What do you want me to do?
I'm sorry. I realize I have to preface. So my social issue project that I did, I focused on sexual assault, and primarily I'm focusing on when people hear that someone that they know has been sexually assaulted, and the ways that they react. I'm bringing to light the poor ways in which people react, the incorrect response, and then I'm also showing the proper ways to respond. And then the piece that you missed, the beginning portion, is me coming on the screen and basically sharing a tidbit of kind of what that trauma is when you are sexually assaulted. And the bits that I kind of focus on for mine is sensual development, because when someone's sexually assaulted, their body isn't their own. Someone takes control of their body and uses it in the way that they please. So I wanted to kind of take away the sense of sight for this first part, and really just focus on hearing and how you'll respond when you're only listening to what people say. So I will restart this.
I cannot help you. What do you want me to do?
Is that 2 for 2?
I think Caitlin's frozen. I love technology. Okay. Let's see. We will unshare Caitlin's screen. Maybe.
Oh, Khalifa, do you want to take that chance?
I'll do it. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it and then we'll move on.
Okay. Okay, guys.
I tell you this, I've gone 57 years.
Okay, first, my project was on vaccines. Originally, I was doing it on how to educate anti-vaxxers on like how they really need to get vaccines. But then as I started doing research, I changed my mind in thinking like, okay, instead of trying to educate them, because there's already a lot of resources out there for them, I think I should try to get on their side and try to see why they're really anti-vax. So it's kind of like a journey on how I changed my mind, and then I'm like acting as different people and like the people that I interviewed and like talked to. So yeah, here it is.
I tell you this, I've gone 57 years without getting the flu shot. And guess what? I'm going to go another 57 years without getting the flu shot. See, I don't know what they're putting in there, and I don't, hear me out. Why, if I don't got the flu, why I'm going to get the flu shot? And it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why people do it. It's not necessary. Come out with a new one every year, everything going around. I don't know what they're putting in me, and I don't want it. Maybe if I just educate these people who are against vaccines and help them understand that they don't hurt you, I think that should help. I know. I'll start by researching the myths of the vaccines because that's probably what they believe, right? I'll gather all this information and I'll myth bust them. That's what I'll do. They don't know the facts from the myths, and when I tell them all about it, they'll realize that vaccines are not the problem. I'll also tell them that the flu shot doesn't hurt you, and I'll tell them all about the other statistics that the positive effects of vaccines, right? Yeah. And so many diseases in the U.S. have been eradicated or diminished because of this medical advancement. And I'll even talk to some people that I know are against vaccines, so that I'll know what they're thinking to try to convince them to the pro-vax side. Hi, Cynthia Morrison. I'm 41 years old, and my experiences with vaccines have been really bad. Let me take these off. I don't even know how to describe them. It hurts my heart to talk about them. Okay, Barney. But okay, so we've had bad experiences and bad effects of vaccines. We've had the worst, I think, of the side effects that come with these. For example, my husband, as soon as he got the hepatitis B vaccine, some of its side effects were alopecia and what else did he have? Lupus. He had lupus, and he got those after getting that. And usually people don't hear about these side effects, and I think it's bad because the doctors, they talk about them, but they don't say how, if it's good. You don't know if it's going to be you, and I didn't know it was going to be me, and it was. Here's another example. My first child. Of course, I was new to the parenting. I wanted the best for my child. My doctor said, you need to get her vaccinated. I did. I got her vaccinated. She was fine. And then the side effects started to come up. And I didn't know what was going to happen to me. We were back and forth to the doctor's office. She had fevers. She had bronchitis. She developed tonsillitis, strep. She had it all, okay? She was on antibiotics a lot. It was a mess. And me and my husband, we went through it. So after she finally got over, okay, we had a second child. And there's another example. We made the decision. It was a big decision to not vaccinate her. And guess what? She's doing fine. And this really hurts me because doctors are supposed to be trusted. I can't trust. How can I trust someone who's not going to be really real with what could happen, and there's not a lot of information about it, and it really breaks my heart. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional, but look, this is just, it was a bad time in my life, and I'm glad that we got through it, and I just want to tell my story so that everyone else can just hear and make the best decision for their children. why they're so against vaccines. They're smarter than some of us pro-vaxxers. They research so much to get the information they need. And after doing some research myself, I found a video that there was even a doctor who was anti-vax.
Okay. So yeah, I also wanted to add it in that was like an example, I thought, of community that I added in my project, because I included I kind of portrayed people that I talked to in the community about their views on vaccines, and I kind of just incorporated it into the project and their characters.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Khalifa. I always love the fact that you played so many different characters. I thought it was really cool. All right, so now I would like to move on to talking about the resources that we have. So many of you might not know yet, but we conducted a survey like maybe 2 weeks ago, and we got like 73 responses off of it. And the survey was all about voting. So one of the questions was, how do you feel about voting? Have you ever been pressured to vote in a different direction than you normally would? We got the ages of the people and different things like that. And that's all a part of your artist resources kit. So that's on the Global Theater Project website. So that's because I thought that was pretty inspiring in terms of like what you could create art based on. And also we have a few of the responses. So each of us, me, Caitlin, Khalifa, and Jamie chose one of the survey quotes, and we decided to show it to you guys in an artistic fashion. So I can start. I will share my screen once again. Don't need sound for this one. So before I show you guys what the art is, I'll read the quote like just by itself. This quote says, "Voting is necessary. Everyone should vote. I vote, but sometimes I feel like it doesn't even matter, considering the Electoral College can ignore the general population's vote and vote however they want." So in light of that, I created this picture. And it's, I don't think anyone's calling it right now, but I guess I can describe it anyway. It's a stock image I found of a woman who has a mask of being happy, and behind the mask, it's showing her sad face, essentially. This particular quote is interesting because it shows two sides of voting. It shows, oh, voting is necessary. Everyone should vote. I vote. But then under it, you're all like wondering if it really matters, wondering if you actually have sway in the presidential election. Like one of my friends, he said that he probably wasn't even going to vote in the presidential election because his state swings blue like all the time. And that's a real legitimate consideration. So that was my quote from the survey.
I can go next. The quote that I got from the survey that I used, it was, all people should be automatically registered to vote when they are of age. Election day should be a holiday. Absentee voting should be made easier. The Electoral College should be abolished. Gerrymandering should be cracked down on. So this was a response to the question on how do you feel about voting. Now, what I did with that, I kind of turned it into like a rant slash, yeah, kind of like a rant. So here it is. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to not have to register to vote? Filling out all those lines with information of minds that the government should already know, right? Shouldn't election day be as important as Independence Day? I can't vote if I'm working all day. God forbid I'm away from home temporarily, because then I have to fill out even more lines as if I'm supposed to stay in the same location until this whole election day blows over. Also, isn't the candidate with the most votes supposed to win? Shouldn't every citizen have the equal opportunity to vote? Maybe it's time for some changes around here. Then life would be great. That's what I wrote from that quote.
That was great, Khalifa. I guess I'll jump in now. My quote was in response to why haven't you voted? The response was, the only reason I would leave a place blank on my voting ballot is due to the lack of information in the candidates. I thought that one was so interesting because so many of the responses we've gotten and so many of the things that we've talked about amongst us were just a lack of education, or there's just so many names on the ballot and it's hard to decipher. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and hope everything works this time. Give me 1 second, this is the wrong file. Wait 1 moment, y'all. So this is a little audio thing that I put together. Can you guys see it? Oh, my sharing screen has been stopped. Can you guys see it? I hope you guys can hear it. We'll see in a moment, I guess.
I'm thinking I don't have enough information. This ballad is full, but what I know is few. I'll just leave it blank.
Yep, that's it.
All right, I guess I am the last. My quote was a pretty long quote. I'm gonna read it for you guys, so just bear with me. And the question that this quote was answered to was, do you feel pressured to vote outside of your personal beliefs? And the answer was, honestly, no. I believe that pressure exists nowadays in social media, but we are so overloaded by it and the 24-hour news cycle, let alone the atrocities occurring in our country, from the racism, mass shootings, the devaluation of the LGBTQ life, and how our system empowers a corrupt administration to do so. But we're borderline, if not actually propagandizing ourselves into inaction or blind fury. We've stopped listening to each other and demand change as instant gratification and retaliate when it's not given, rather than understanding the duty and work it takes to create that change. The current social rights movement has me hopeful that this tide is turning, but all of these still exist within it and are inhibiting it. Now I'm going to try to share my screen. I did just a little simple visual art kind of piece, and I took bits of the quote and arranged them on the paper. So let me see if I can do this. Can you guys see this? Cool. So on the top left-hand corner, I did a kind of alarm clock style with a 24-hour news cycle. You know, we always have something being thrown at us. And then next down is we have stopped listening to each other. And I'll just give you guys a moment to travel through the piece. So what I did here, I tried to kind of take images or colors or things that came to mind as I was reading the quotes. And so obviously at the bottom on the left, I have the LGBTQ plus rainbow, and it's fading away to symbolize the devaluing of their lives. And then I have in bold, racism. As we all know, this has been rampant for a very long time, and it's especially now very current with all the Black Lives Matter protests and everything. And then next we had the school shootings image, and I tried to keep everything very simple. I didn't want it to be too busy or too overwhelming, because I think it's packed in and of itself. And then the image, the "We Want Change Now," I tried to style it off of kind of a propaganda poster a little bit. So yeah, that is my little piece.
All right, thank you so much, Caitlin. And thank you, Jamie and Khalifa. That was awesome. All right, so at this point, that's crazy. It's exactly 9 o'clock. We did not lie. We did not lie about the end time. That's crazy.
You're welcome that Caitlin and I's computers hated us.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that okay?
Sure.
First of all, thank you guys. It was fabulous. I think that I was not clear enough in the beginning where we're headed. So I just want to be clear. Where we're headed is that on July 21st, you're all being given the tools to hopefully create your own work in response to the theme of the evening on the 21st of July, which is why I love hate, or I'm confused about voting. And then we will present them in the beginning. We'll present all the art, and that will inspire dialogue in the second part. And that dialogue then will inspire action, which we will specifically give to people to go home and do, to replicate the idea of sharing art, to inspire dialogue in order to motivate why are we voting? What is our relationship to the vote? And then each of the 5 events we're going to have, starting in July, toward November, are going to have different themes. So we'll go deeper and deeper and deeper into the process. We'll answer questions like, I don't understand why I should care about local elections, or how is Black Lives Matter related to voting, or how are we suppressing the vote in this country? And so all of this deeper investigation is going to come out through this art to inspire dialogue, to inspire action. And so I just want to be really clearer than maybe I was. And then this process supports that. So whatever, you got a lot thrown at you tonight. So now I'm going to be quiet. And if you have questions now, these are the people to talk to. But otherwise, also we'll be in touch via email.
Yeah, like Barry was just saying, we have our first event on July 21st. So essentially tonight we're marking the race to the 21st, and we're all going to work on, the 4 of us as well are creating art pieces to present on the 21st that are related to our feelings surrounding the topic of voting. And if anyone has any questions, now is the perfect time to ask them. Or if Khalifa, Jamie, or Caitlin have anything they would like to add.
No, I think you did a good job, Carrington. Again, I just want to stress to everybody that we really hope to see you at the July 21st event. We'll be getting more information to you. Even if you guys, I mean, we've all shared socials now, you know that our Instagram is Our Voice Our Day, and our other socials are that. If you'd like to just send something that you're working on to us between now and the 21st to their feedback, that's totally fine. It's totally welcomed, and we can't wait to hear from you guys.
Yeah, don't be afraid to reach out to us on our Voice Our Day Instagrams or our personal Instagrams. Like, we are very, very chill with what's going on right now. Very, very down to earth. So again, if you have any questions about your art or questions about where to get things, again, the resource list for all the survey answers, like the ones we showed, is on the Global Theater Project website under Our Voice Our Day. But yeah.
I also just wanted to say real quick that if you are planning to do something that maybe you don't feel comfortable sharing live, or maybe wouldn't work live, you can email your work to info@theglobaltheatreproject.org, and one of us can share it here, or you could even share your screen and share it. So those are 2 options for you.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose one thing I would like to say is that this art can be any form. We showed you video, we showed you audio, we showed you visual, but it could be anything. It could be a song you wrote, a poem you wrote. It could be you performing a monologue, just like Khalifa just did. It could literally be anything artistic, however you choose to express yourself. All right. If no one has any questions and no one has anything else they would like to add, then I suppose we could call this meeting adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming out.
Thank you very much. This was great.
Thank you guys.
Thank
It
you.
was nice meeting you all.
Nice meeting you.
Look forward to working with you guys.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, James.
Hey, James.
Bye.
You're either frozen or you're not. I don't know. Is he frozen?
I think he's.
I think he's
glitched.
frozen.
He might be trapped in the Zoom call for all eternity.
Nah, I was mute the whole time. It was great meeting y'all.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Whatever.
I hope you're.
I need to email somebody.
What?
Yeah, your mic is.
Can y'all hear me?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh man, his connection.
Forget it. Just forget it. Forget it. I'll email Barry.
Yes, you will.
Okay.
Barry will
Sounds good.
fix
Right.
it, baby.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
Okay. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. So.
Oh, hey, Brandon. We just
Hello. I just got home from work. How are you?
Good.